17 on public administration paper 2, and we will continue our discussion. So pay, promotions and transfer. So generally the superior services, that is imperial civil services, then provincial civil services, they are getting good high salary, and before that covenanted civil services are getting salary. But the inferior category people, they are not getting that much salary. And then highest pay was to secretary of each department. And promotions paved way for social mobility. Social mobility in the sense that if you are promoted from provincial civil services to imperial civil services, so you will get better social conditions and better recognition. Then PCS promotion to ICS, only rank but not cadre membership. So cadre membership, you know that that IAS is a particular cadre, but they were only getting that rank, but they were not generally thought as they are now ICS. They still are PCS, but still they were getting the rank only after promotion, that is pay scale and same job responsibilities. And then they were Britishers were doing too frequent transfers. They were transferring their officials a lot. Why? Because this is told in Indian historians have told it that they were doing transfers because they were afraid that if they will keep a particular officer at a particular place for a lot of time, so they will people will know that the Britishers are not survey server, they cannot solve our problems, they are just khali baat hai baat, kuch kaam, and they cannot do that. Then a lot of privilege leave, and many officers used to take a leave and go to England and enjoy because they just came here for high salary. They were not that much interested, and there are better transport facilities, very good ships, so they can easily go to England to enjoy. So they were taking 3 months leave. So that's why the European officers were in a very low number and they were reducing. That's why in 1939 we have 50% ratio of European as well as Indian officers, because in order to man India, Britishers needed Indians. Then creation of a provincial civil service, how it was created by Atchison Commission 1887, 3 times I told you. Then principle of reservation to ensure efficiency with social justice. So this preservation thing also was started by Britishers, and this is necessary actually for social justice because they were seeing that how much injustice is being done to these lower castes. Then promotion of PCS to IAS, not entirely based on seniority but on fitness and merit. So this particular concept of seniority was not totally followed, but they were having a board which will decide that how much good work this particular officer can do and how much fit he is, and then they will recommend his promotion. Okay, then this is very important part of any administration, that is financial administration, because on the finance any government works or runs. So financial administration, first point is that finance secretary of finance department, he was mainly responsible for all the accounts, that is budgeting. Then second thing is that revenue services. So there were 2 main revenue sources. First revenue source was land, then second source was tax on trade and personal property. So this is where revenue was generated. Then third is that expenditure of British government, and expenditure was done on security and defense of the country. Almost 50% of our expenditure went in this particular sector. And then social and development services were also getting a lot of expenditure, but they were still very less in comparison to defense expenditure. Then the fourth point is that budget introduced in 1860. So in 1860, you know that portfolio system was also introduced. So same time budget was introduced, and budget contained estimated revenue and expenditure. Right now also we are doing it according to Article 112 of Indian Constitution. So you should know these articles. If you are able to write these articles in GS paper 2 or in your public administration paper, you will get good marks. Then fifth point is that Office of Accountant and Auditor General. This was also made in British government, which is right now known as CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General. So same thing is there. Then sixth is that paper currency was introduced in 1860. Before that only gold and silver. Then seventh point is that in 1882 district treasury was given to DC for his custodianship. So DC was already a revenue officer and his powers were kept on improving and increasing. Okay, then coming to financial accountability, Comptroller and Auditor General made responsible to Central Legislature in 1919, and before that he was responsible to Finance Department, but now he was responsible to directly Central Legislature. Right now also you know that CAG report is directly put in our Parliament by President, and CAG is only advisory in nature, but he is the main protector of purse of the Indian public. So this is the main thing. It was started in 1919, that is public accountability. Then second point is that power to inspect any government account given to CAG in 1926, and right now also CAG is having the same power. Then CPAC, finance member ex officio chairman was ex officio chairman of Central Public Accounts Committee. You know that Public Accounts Committee is formulated by in Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. 7 members will be from Lok Sabha, 15 members will be from Rajya Sabha, and generally a person from opposition is made chairman of CPAC. So this is a very important committee of Parliament. Then standing finance committees. So these were for income estimation and expenditure estimation. Then this is PAC, that is Public Accounts Committee in all the provinces. And then right now also they are having this committee. Then RBI was established in 1934 by the Act of Central Legislature, and it was not central bank that time, but later it became central bank. Then collectors in the district appointed in 1772 for revenue administration, and then later they just kept on increasing their power again and again. So collectors were the main features. They were like kings in the districts. Then Board of Revenue was formulated in 1781 only. So Board of Revenue was formulated very early. And then Divisional Commissioners in 1829 to supervise 4-5 districts, because the Board of Revenue was formulated in every province, but there are a lot of collectors in every province. Say for example there are 70 collectors. So the effective communication between collectors and Board of Revenue